girls, and welcome to 2015. Yes, we're here, back live, here on the Dukect Lounge, live on TalkShoe.com. Also, if you're hearing this, you're also hearing the replay, the edited version of this, the lightly edited version, but still I try. You'll hear the edited version of on YouTube, iTunes, hosted on screwattack.com and that guy got some forums. And like I said on YouTube, something's going on with riseofthecritics.com right now. It's not going up as anything else. The owner of the site says it's going through some bad things right now, but hopefully everything will be worked out in the next couple months. So I will be posting there again. So don't worry, Rise of the Critics is going to come back, and hopefully it'll be a lot more powerful and stronger than ever. Anyway, also, if you are here live, remember chat room is on lock. We have chat room. It's on lock. You can talk and everything else. Calling, remember, if you want to call in to the live show, remember, the phone number, as always, is 724-444-7444. Once again, the number is 724-444-7444. And the call ID to connect me, Duke CT, is 92417. Once again, the call ID is 92417. And, man, 2014. What a year. What a year. And, yeah, I couldn't do any shows because like I said, I was going to be on vacation. Last show was the 19th of December. And I probably wouldn't have done a show anyway because it was Christmas and I don't know what y'all wanted to talk about. Probably what gifts I got, but no, I'm okay. Besides, the gifts I got was, if you want to know, I got the entire Uncharted series for the PS3. I played the first one. I'm doing pretty well at that. A new Zelda poster, A Link Between Worlds, my brother gave me. It was really cool. A Marvel wall poster thing. And a new razor, some cologne, and a new USB charger, and some nice clothes. Other than that, I feel like I did a pretty good haul this year. But then again, I was just blessed to go to Florida, have a nice battery recharge. To me, it was probably one of the, it was really something I needed to go. It was nice seeing family again, and it's just something, if you ever have a chance to go see family, do it. If you have the time to go see them, do it. It's great. It's always a great thing to see family. And funny enough, some of them actually listen to this podcast. First, thank you for listening for the podcast, and second, I'm sorry, hopefully you'll enjoy and spread the word. Yes, spread the word. Okay, and well, all that mushy stuff out of the way. We have Donnie G in the chat room. What's up, Donnie? And hopefully he is enjoying the podcast, listening to where he is, even though it's a blank computer screen here. Hopefully he's still listening. Hopefully he's listening right now and chatting. Anyway, now let's talk about the best of the year. The best in the year. Wow, best and worst of it.TNA Ring of Honor. Well, let's talk about the, Ring of Honor first, because, they're the smaller indie company. And, honestly, the biggest move, and I think one of the best stuff, was their foray into the live pay-per-view arena, which has done well for them. In fact, very well. In fact, best in the world. While not the most, and I rewatched this pay-per-view again because I really do love the pay-per-view. Watched it again. While it's not the best technical, as the production values, and it might be a little more insider and not as, doesn't have that much of it has a lot of insider terms and some things like that, really insular stuff to really, I think, should honestly iron themselves out to really want to get that mainstream audience, because at the end of the day, you want to have that mainstream audience, because if you don't have that mainstream audience, you know what happens? You're just going to be a niche audience for the rest of your life. And honestly, as much even the most hardcore Ring of Honor fan, hopefully I think, would understand that the company needs to grow. And if the company doesn't grow, it gets extinct. It's just, it will go away and it will never come out. You need this stuff to grow. Everything, it needs to grow, and I think we're going to make positive steps. They're going with Best in the World, and and with Final Battle going on the pay-per-views front, which I think was really good, and they got over 10,000 buys. That's not bad for their first Johnson pay-per-view and terrestrial pay-per-view. It's really good. And the booking standpoints, I didn't know as much as I think Red Dragon is a good team. I just they don't click with me personally. I think they're okay, but I don't know. Maybe it's just my own taste. I know people will be like, "Oh my God, how do you not like Red Dragon?" So I'm like, nah. I think maybe they're the heels, but they just try a little too hard to be funny. That's just me personally. It's just. But hopefully, and with them winning the IWGP tag belts and them winning Ring of Honor belts, it seems that Ring of Honor really have faith in them with Kyle O'Reilly and Bobby Fish. So hopefully they do give good matches, but I think a little more in the personality department will work wonders for them because I don't know. I just don't feel him. Maybe I'm wrong, but I'm not feeling him. Michael Elgin, who on Best in the World won the ROH Ring of Honor Championship. Then also Strasgana lost it in his hometown. Then went on this sort of work shoot angle with Ring of Honor. I'm just getting really sick of the whole work shoot BS. I really don't like that. To me as a negative because I really just want to get a moratorium on that because I think we all saw the CM Punk stuff and everything wants to come out. And I'll get to the CM Punk stuff later, people. I know y'all want to, because honestly, I already talked about that. I think me and Rosa Hacker talked about that at length over an hour. But if you want to have even more of that stuff, well, I'll talk about it more, see how the impact and everything, because there were some impacts to it. But yeah, I think Michael Elgin is a good wrestler. I like him. But I just I just did not like the works angle of this. And I don't know what the goal is. It's Tommaso Ciampa. I just don't know. Maybe I just want to know. I just want to know what the whole end goal of this is. It just seems just really unnecessary. And say, oh, he has personality. I always thought he was really personality. I think he did have that silent killer personality, and I really like that. I think it was really interesting. Because I did like Michael Elgin in his personality. I think, personally, he has a little more personality than Adam Cole, who I just don't really care for. I think he's good in the ring, but he reminds me a bit of Roderick Strong in a way. I know I'm going to get hate. I know I'm basically pissing all over the IWC bridge right now, but in my personal opinion, I don't think he just tries a little too hard. I mean, he doesn't flow naturally. I mean, he's trying, to me, when I look at Adam Cole, he's trying so hard to be, he's trying, Seth Rollins pulls his character off a lot better than Adam Cole. I mean, Bobby Roode and his heel days pulled it. I think he's just, to me, cosplaying, character like Seth Rollins or Tyler Black or whatever it was in Ring of Honor, cosplaying the character Seth Rollins playing or Bobby Roode when he's heel. I felt like he's trying a little too hard. Plus, he's doing these I know. Macho Man still had the elbow drop when he was a heel and everything like that. I understand that, old school wrestling. But I just think it's a little too excitable to have that. And, maybe something more of a submission or something more, something that is a little more conductive or something. Because I think Adam Cole was great in the ring. I like his style. I really did enjoy his match with AJ Styles at All-Star Extravaganza, but I don't know. The character does not click with me, okay? I'm sorry, but that's just me. Mark and Jay Briscoe. I love Mark Briscoe. I think he's completely hilarious. I love him. Jay, he's okay. I think he's just fine. I like Cedric Alexander. I think big things for him. Jay Lethal and ACH. I love all three of these guys. I think they're great. And it shows that basically, you have three African Americans who not only are good wrestlers, also actually have importance to the card, have actually weight and importance inside the company. Like in WWE, the most important guy was, I think this year was like Mark Henry, and he was knocked out in the first couple minutes of the entire Survivor Series pay-per-view, and thus replaced by Big Show to have the big, that type of, be a part of Team Authority. I'll get to the WWE in a second. I'm just, yeah, for a company that is supposedly really good, saying it a worldwide company, it just seems so, I don't know, just like there's nothing really there for really, you know what I mean, folks. There's not much there in the whole diversity front. And I hope they change that soon. But overall, I really think Ring of Honor made some positive steps here. And I did like characters like Silas Young. I like him. I didn't care for Matt Taven, but anything else. Roderick Strong, he's good, but I don't really care for him. I seriously don't care for Roderick Strong. I thought it was the most idiotic idea to put him as Ring of Honor World Champion. Heck, his promos alone during that time period, basically I was like, I was in Ring of Honor, and I was just like, I was rooting for Davey Richards just to beat the hell out of him. Heck, it got to that point that Eddie Edwards did it. And I was happy, because Roderick Strong and his pathetic, bad, country-ass accent, and I'm not sorry, but his promos are so bad. People are actually saying, hey, well, he's getting a little better. Yeah, you know what? To basically paraphrase Lynn Carr, hey, it's 1,000 times better, but 1,000 times 0 is still 0. Roderick, and it just sits in my mind that somebody went to NXT. He had a trial with WWE. And he actually, and I remember this statement where they all said, maybe it's BS or not, I don't know. He had a tryout. They didn't bring him in. But you know what they said? He says, Roderick Strong was the best one in the mic work there. I'm like, which one? Have they heard him? It must have been another Roderick Strong. Because if I know my history of Ring of Honor, Roderick Strong, he is so bad and so bland. He basically is probably one of, think of the worst promos you ever heard and multiply it. He makes Randy Orton sound like Randy Savage. He makes Daniel Bryan sound like Hulk Hogan, man. Seriously, dude is just terrible on the mic, and I just can't. He's Mr. ROH fine, but I just know. Roderick Strong definitely belongs in Ring of Honor, because I do not want him anywhere near any type of main company. Just his mic work, just terrible. Ugh. But anyway, that's my whole thing with Ring of Honor. I think they made positive strides, and with 2015, when they're going to be doing with Roberto El Patreon, he's going to be there. It's going to be really good and awesome. I can't wait. His first match is going to be against Christopher Daniels. I love that. I think it's going to be very, very exciting, and it's going to be very interesting. Anyway, after we're going to take another little musical break for some Rossi remix, and the song is going to be okay, moving away from Turtles, and let's see, something good, something exciting. Oh, let's see, I know it's Halloween yet, but I love this song. I really, really do. I want goodness. How about Sonic Adventure 2 Graveyard Story, with the artist called The Zone Runners rap. Oh, really good rap. I'm gonna try to get more of the album soon. If I can't try, I will hopefully start playing them and that sort of thing, because it's I really do like the album. The song was really good. But anyway, after this little break here, we're going to be going on the total nonstop action. Oh boy, total nonstop action, and well, let's just say there's a lot bad and actually some good there. We'll be right back right after this. This is the Dukect Lounge live here on TalkShoe.com. Thank you for listening to me, Duke C.
Yo, we're the Zone Runners, and this time we're at Pumpkin Hill. You ain't ready.
I ain't gonna let it get to me. I'm just gonna creep down in Pumpkin Hill. I got to find my lost piece. I know that it's here, I can sense it in my feet. The great emerald's power allows me to feel. I can't see a thing, but it's around somewhere. I'm gonna hold my head cause I have no fear. Probably seems crazy, a graveyard theory, but a ghost tried to approach me and got leery.
Asked him a question and he vanished in a second. I'm walking through valleys, crying pumpkins in the alleys. It didn't seem happy, but they sure tried to get me. Had to back him up with a fist, metal crackling. I'm hearing someone saying use a chicken, don't be scared. It had to be the wind cause nobody wasn't there. I searched and I searched as I climbed up the wall, and then I started to fly, I went in deeper.
Let it get to me, I'm just gonna creep down in Pumpkin Hill. I got to find my lost piece. I know that it's it, I can sense it in my beat. The great emerald's power allows me to feel. I can't see a thing, but it's around somewhere. Gonna hold my head cause I got nothing to fear. Probably seems crazy, rain to be a ring. The ghosts try to approach me and got lit.
And we are back live here on the Duke CT Lounge. Thank you for joining me, Duke CT, here on TalkShoe.com. Remember, if the phone number, if you want to call in, is 724-444-7444. Once again, the number is 724-444-7444. Call ID connecting me, Duke CT, is 92417. Once again, the call ID is 92417. TNA, TNA, TNA. Oh, TNA. Man, what a year. What a year. Oh, man. I don't know what to say. Oh, man. It started out with so much interest. You know, you had EC3, starting out and doing well. You had Magnus, the first British-born world champion, and he flamed out badly. And I honestly, oh God, the lockdown main event. No. Why Abyss and his stupid mask, Abyss and his stupid everything. I just hated it. God, I missed Abyss's lawyer character so much because it was so much different. Gosh, I miss. Was it Joseph Park? Oh, Joseph Parks. Oh gosh, I liked him. He was fun. He was actually very fun. I liked him as a best brother. It gave him a chance to work outside the ring and got an interesting character. Had a good fun match at Slammiversary in 2012. I liked the character. I really liked him. And I never wanted to see Abyss ever again. I thought they were just going to move on and have him appear once upon a time, but then they had to do the reveal. It had some real good stuff with him and Eric Young. He says he has to go and fix this, which, oh yeah, thank you, Eric Young. For all that. So yeah, thank you, Eric Young, for basically having Abyss, turn to the dark side, whatever. I have no idea why Abyss turned to Magnus. The explanation made no sense. He paid off and he was his real friend. I don't understand this. Can someone give me a breakdown of how that worked? Because I still have no idea how that worked. Please, someone. I don't know how that worked. It was horrendous writing. Why couldn't it just have the whole Dixieland thing fall apart? Joe wins and becomes TNA champion. Dominates until Bobby Lashley. You can have the same type of thing as Slammiversary. You can have the same type of stuff instead of what they had. And I'm not saying Eric Young was terrible, which a lot of people said it was, or ratings and such. Which, by the way, people, I'm going to say this right now. Ratings don't matter, because to me, ratings didn't matter, but I'm going to say this. I did like Eric Young's run at TNA champion. I liked it. To me, it was actually a lot more, to me, it was a lot better book than what Daniel Bryan's run. I'm serious. I said this before, and I will continue to say it until I'm blue in the face. By the way, that's a great YouTube channel you can look up there, and link in the description. They're awesome. But I doubt they're gonna care if I let's say, oh, they got a shout out. That's pretty cool. But from wrestling podcast, yeah, thanks. You know, they probably won't even be like, they'll be like, they'll roll their eyes about that. But no, they're cool. They're cool. I'm just playing. I'm just, you know, my mind goes in weird places. It's live and uncut, people. But anyway, like I said, I truly believe that this, that storyline was actually pretty well because, Eric, no, actually the storyline for Dixon was over, and I think there was a picture meme about it. I don't know if I can use it. I'll see if I can put it up for the video podcast. If I can't, but yeah, a lot of people compared the Daniel Bryan stuff. But here's the different thing about that. Because while Daniel Bryan's moment had a better match, was on the biggest stage, everyone was liked and was loved, Daniel Bryan, when he got the championship, he feuded with Kane and looked like a bitch doing it. Kane, by the way, Kane, this is not the Kane from 1989 or 2000. That Kane, I would say, yeah, Daniel Bryan needs to, watch his back. But this is Kane after Katie Vick, after the the horrible storyline with him, doing that after Triple H, the maskless Kane doing nothing for all those years into bad and horrible storylines. A Kane that was then turned to corporate Kane, then became Demon Kane, and then Kane, and I didn't care. I honestly did not care for that, for Kane. His matches were slow and plotting, and oh goodness, we were saying, the match wasn't that bad for Extreme. I'm like, yeah, if you have lower standards. I mean, if you set the bar really low and say, well, it was a good match, and it was an okay match, but it would have been better in that environment? A guy, he feuded with in the January, beat him at the Royal Rumble, had a WrestleMania match with John Cena, which he should have won. Oh, yeah, Bray Wyatt. If he would have faced Bray Wyatt, that would have been, but you know what? That's just WWE. I gotta go back to TNA. I'm getting distracted. But, let's see. He did. Eric Young. But yeah, Eric Young looked like a complete ball. He took on all challenges. He faced Abyss in his own match, and it was a very good one. Eric Young proved that he is just as crazy and just as he will go. He will win or lose, he will still fight. And it proved that. And he was truly a better underdog champion, honestly, than Daniel Bryan, because, it wasn't, he faced actually opponents that actually can wrestle, and actually, for the most part, had some really good, decent matches. I actually liked that. I think he had a good underdog Derek, and he got the crowd around him. And then Slammiversary, he had probably won a very good match with Bobby Lashley and Austin Aries. It was originally going to be MVP, but he got himself injured. Yeah. MVP. Whoever thought of this heel turn should be bitch slapped. I'm serious. They should be bitch slapped. Because honestly, MVP came in. I liked him as being just the occasional wrestler. And wrestling in big events. I like that. I like the fact he's wrestling big events and superstars that need it. And didn't avoid his power. I like that. I really enjoyed that, and I think it would have been very interesting if they kept that up. As a secret, super secret new investor. I think if they would continue with that storyline. Because honestly, we just had our feel with a heel story. We had that feel with Dixieland. That was it. That was their entire comeuppance. Instead, what we got, she got not only a comeuppance once, but also twice. Yeah, I gotta get to this later. But yeah, MVP turning heel was completely, honestly stupid. But there was a positive in that. Because MVP, when he was injured, he took over the vocal skills, the mic skills with Bobby Lashley. And let me tell you, Lashley, I don't know what made him better in the ring, but he was better this year. I think, honestly, he dominated for the most part. After that, after the matches with Lashley in that triple match, he won the title the next night at Impact, which was completely stupid. Honestly, because you made the pay-per-view pointless. That's another knock on your TNA. But Brock Lesnar, no, Bobby Lashley, or someone called the Black Brock Lesnar. And again, I know this will cause people that basically saying I'm pissing all over the IWC bridge. I don't care. Bobby Lashley was actually a better Brock Lesnar than the actual Brock Lesnar. Because he came in, won his matches, looked dominant, looked like a heel strong champion in the vein of Vader, in the vein of the early Brock Lesnar, in the vein of all those big heel guys. He came in and he just straight up killed people. He just destroyed. He destroyed Eric Young in his rematch. He destroyed Austin Aries. He destroyed Bobby Roode. He destroyed everybody who came into his path. He looked, he saw, he conquered. He did not need any help for MVP. He walked in, he destroyed the people, and became world champion and stuff like that. He was a complete dominant heel champion. Someone I'm like, yes, this is guy. Well, Lesnar on the other hand, I will get to later in the podcast. This is going to be a beefy one, folks. And, I don't know if y'all don't like my beefers, but hey, people do like them, so there it is. But honestly, Lashley was just great, and his matches were very good as well. And I can't wait to see the third match between both of them at Destination America. Oh, boy. But first, let's talk about Dixie Carter. Dixie Carter ran with Dixie over her cousin EC3 and Bobby Roode, and then he had Rhino, and then he had all this other stuff. I like that. Honestly, I like EC3 and Spud. I love them. I think they're a better comedy. I still watch. Rockstar Spud is awesome. I love him. He's hilarious. I like him, especially EC3 and him. I hate the fact they broke up. I hate the fact they had to leave. I wanted them to be tag champions, dang it. Those two guys would have been awesome as tag champions. And honestly, to me, the most funniest moment is him and just him crying over Madam Dixie Carter. She's gone. She's lost her power. To me, that was just a hilarious segment. I love that. Those two were awesome together. And I know they had to break apart. I know they had to, but I just want to have a good tag team run with them. In fact, to me, they should, because honestly, one day feud with Willow, I remember that with Willow. To me, Willow actually acted, man, Willow acting like an asshole. Like, well, yeah. So basically the standard faces nowadays, especially with WWE. We'll get to the WWE in a minute. Trust me, I have a big one to rant here, Lord willing. But yeah. EC3 and Mark and Spud, were trying to chase after Willow, just attacking, just destroying Spud's leg, and doing everything he can just to destroy the Carter family. After just the Carters were Jeff Hardy, because Willow is Jeff Hardy. Yeah, I love that whole thing. We're like, Willow, like EC3 says, Willow, I know a secret gig. You're Jeff Hardy. You're Jeff Hardy. I like the fact, and they just dropped it. I was hilarious. Yes, thank you very much about that. I like that. EC3, and yet they were looking for Willow in these woods somewhere, and then you have Rockstar Spud just leave. I'm like, Rockstar Spud somehow was like, was trapped, then he got captured, and then EC3 says, bros look at each other, and he gone with him. He's like, was like trying to get him, like, yeah. He's like, yeah, let's go. Let's get him. Yeah, he rolled out. I love that. Um, um, I love that, and it's just amazing. And I was like, yeah, they even though they're heels, they have more of a bro code. I love that, and I have to say it was awesome, and I loved it. It was really good. EC3 was, it was really much of a bright spot. But Dixie Carter, on her hand, she did have heel promos. She did have some good heel promos. She had some good heel promos, but she got way overexposed, and I thought, yeah, she's gonna leave. And then a couple months later, she comes back. The Rage of Dixie. I'm like, I think I have not one but two bad authority figures. I just don't care. Then they said, you know what? The board of directors said, we're done with this. They're tired of MPP screwing around. So we're going to have a new director of authority figure. And it was Kurt Angle. And, but yet they still had some remnants of power. Lashley was, he was the World Heavyweight Champion. With MVP was more of a manager type, which is fine. What else? But Dixie still had her money, and then she brought in the new EV2. You had Tommy Dreamer come in, do his little bit, get his butt kicked, and then they started to hold the New York crowds, which were great because the crowds were really hyped up and really good and hyped up and very positive stuff. It was really nice seeing those type of crowds. But yeah, I have to say this because, oh goodness, the Bully Ray stuff. I hated it. You had this 300-pound plus man going after this, 125, 50-pound woman, gonna put her through a table. By the way, this is after Bully Ray basically swerved and cost Dixie her power rate of power. And next thing you know, EC3, he put everybody through a table, but yes, he's gonna finally put through a table. He's gonna finally put him through a table. Before that, he was shooting with Bobby Roode, and then that thing just tapered off. And afterwards, you have, then you have this new direction, and then it was already filmed before, and I was like, oh god, they're not going to go through with this. They did it in New York, and I was like, oh god, they actually did it. And supposedly that was a big no-no in for Spike TV, because what was the main rule? You can't cause violence. They had one main rule. They cannot have any man or woman violence. And what did they do? They had Bully Ray put Dixie Carter through a table. You had one job, TNA. One job. Oh, man. And of course, this was the end, and she blamed, EC3 blamed everyone else. And then, that caused the breakup. And honestly, Rockstar, I think the feud's still ongoing. And he hired Brodus Clay, and then Brodus said they lost the tag tournament. That's the last time I watched Impact. I just faded away from it because they were leaving, going to Destination America at the time. And I'm like, ugh. And that's a hit from basically 96%, like 96 million homes. Spike TV was in 96 million homes. Then they're going to come to Destination America, which only has 50 million homes. Yay. Even though they should have been on WGN. Even though they're on 70 million homes, it would have been a cut, but wouldn't have been as huge. The 70 million is better than 50 million. It's 20 more. Yeah. But whatever. Oh, there wasn't a positive tag division like there was, but yeah, we had The Wolves, Davey Richards and Eddie Edwards, they came to TNA. I liked them most of their matches. They were really good and fun. You had a very good best of two series. I really enjoyed that. And that's it. That's really fun for the tag division because not much. The X division, it was okay. Sonata did some things. Then you had James Storm, who was feuding with Gunner of all people. By the way, I think Gunner had some really good. We know people want to make fun of Gunner. He had some good matches. Gunner had some really good matches with James Storm, and I really liked them. They were very good and hard hitting, and he had a really good match with Magnus. I thought he had some really good stuff with Magnus too, but yeah, he faded out quickly. Yeah, I think he had his friend with Sam Shaw, who honestly I like Sam Shaw. His character's good, but his wrestling ability suffered. But I think it's more of a gimmick, and I think it's going to be more like that. Even though they had to make him his friend, I just didn't really care. Also, they signed a one-armed Army veteran, I believe, and that's fine. I think he did okay in the ring, and I think it was really cool. I think he's fine. I think he probably has a better attitude than Zach Gowen, but yeah, it seems okay. But yeah, for the most part, TNA, I mean, you can say there was a lot of stupid decisions, of course, but there was some good stuff too. So if you have a chance, look at the old stuff. This year was not as bad as much you think it is, but the bad stuff does overrate. But then losing the Spike TV, going to a channel that basically no one really has. I mean, I have it. But honestly, they're now moving pay-per-views, basically saying, yeah, pay-per-views mean nothing. I don't know what they're going to do. TNA, some people say this is the death throes, but hopefully they get their act together. I'm praying they do, because they need to. I'm Lord willing to get their act together. That's what I want them to do, because I don't want to see any company say, oh, I'm about Lucha Underground. Oh, I'm about this. I'm like, yeah, it's like, that's great for you to basically destroy, to have something else. But I like to, even though for all of its stupidity, all of its stuff, I still have a place in my heart for Total Nonstop Action or Impact Wrestling or whatever they want to call themselves. I think I have hope they actually can get their act together. And with that, we're going to take another musical interlude, and the song I'll be playing this time is going to be, let's see, let's do a little how about this? How about a little Donkey Kong Country 2 Serious Monkey Business? How's that, huh? How about let's look at the let's look at something a little good. Let's look at something good, something that calms. We gotta get a little bit calm. So let's look at this. We have Bramble. How about this from the second for the second 216 Bramble reprise for the Stickerbush Symphony. It is the from it is from Joshua Morse, just created at year 2010, and it is a very good relaxing track. From one of the best relaxing tracks of the Donkey Kong Country trilogy. Stickerbush, the level Stickerbush Symphony. I really do love this track. The remix does a far better job here. Seriously, it's a very good track. So you're going to sit here and listen to it. And we'll be right back with, the last of the whole thing, the big dog. The big dog of the whole thing, the WWE. What went right and what went wrong, in my personal opinion. We'll be right back right after this, here live on the Duke City Lounge, live on TalkShoe.com. We'll be right back right after this. on TalkShoe.com. Thank you for joining me, Dukect. Yes, well. Anyway, thank you for hanging on here for quite a while. Remember, if you want to call in, remember the phone number is 724-444-7444. Once again, the number is 724-444-7444. Call D connect me is 92417. Once again, call D is 92417. And if you download the TalkShoe 2.0 app, you do the shoe phone, the call, you got a microphone, you get this, that, the other, you can do it. Call in now with the shoe phone. And you're good. Anyway, thank you so much for listening. Also, if you're listening to this, remember, boys and girls, you can also listen to this on iTunes, my YouTube page, the That Guy Glasses forums, and on screwattack.com. You can find me ever. And also, I will also be putting this up on manicexpression.com as well. I'm going to start putting videos up there. So, because I really, like the site, and I'm going to try to put videos up there and see if the site will probably put me as official guy on there. I don't know if I could, I don't know if I can, but if things go according to plan, maybe, but I don't know. But anyway, I will try to be on those. Maybe try to get on other sites as well. I'll take this and Last Finger Standing. And speaking of which, I'm basically 25% done writing the script for XCR Revolution. Since, thank goodness it's a short show, I will probably finish that thing up probably around, hopefully end of tonight. Afterwards, I'll do the video and audio tomorrow and just do some editing. And thank goodness I could just easily just do editing, because I think this will be a very short video, probably around 10, maybe I'm shooting for at least under 15 minutes, maybe around, that's my baseline, trying to get under 15. I'm going to try to do a 10-minute video. Hopefully I'm going to edit the stuff down, and hopefully that means a quick video that will be up on January 5th. We can have nice little conversations, talking, yada, 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 blah, blah, yakety smackety, and all that good stuff. And hopefully you guys will like it, because I really put my heart and soul into it, as I always do. Anyway, let's see, what else to talk about? Good sirs. Anyway, WWE. Oh, goodness, the WWE. What is up with the WWE? I don't know. I really don't know. I mean, they started off so good. They started off, honestly, this year. They didn't start off, this year very, very, what's the word I'm looking for? What is the good word I'm looking for? Yeah, what am I looking for? Let's see. What am I looking for this? For basically the WWE. They didn't really have a good start this year. The Royal Rumble, Bautista. I've never seen a crowd basically crap on it, especially Rey Mysterio. I'm sorry, Rey Mysterio didn't deserve that. He got crapped on. Just wow. I mean, he was just. I'm sorry. He was crapped on by, I don't know. That just to me really is like, I don't like people being crapped on unnecessarily, yeah, it wasn't fair. And I don't blame Batista. He was just putting up position. He told Vince this thing wasn't going to work. Evidence of the CM Punk podcast. Everyone told Vince it wasn't going to work, and he's like, I'm going to do it because I'm Vince McMahon, damn it. And it blew up so badly in his face that I think they had no choice but to put Daniel Bryan over. The most haphazardly possible. Again, when I look to the rise of Daniel Bryan, it feels like more of a monkey's paw's wish than actually anything real positive. Congratulations, you got Daniel Bryan over, but it's actually, to me, over and a great match at WrestleMania. Sadly, it's only 2 great matches. Everything else is filler and disappointment. I'm sorry. WrestleMania 30, I watched it. I did a review with TWK. Me and him, we had different opinions, I know. And I love him for that. And I rewatch it. I just don't see it. I just don't see why people love this WrestleMania. I just don't see it. I don't see it. Maybe, I don't know. The Daniel Bryan matchups were great. I love both of them. I didn't care for the Shield and the corporate stuff. I didn't care for Bray Wyatt match with John Cena because it had a very crappy ending. So Cena wins, lol. And the Battle Royal, which was just any other Battle Royal until Cesaro, who looks like he finally got, wow, Cesaro won. Cesaro wins in a very convincing fashion, and WWE still then they dropped the ball so many times. I didn't wonder why Cesaro can't get over. Yeah, Vince, just shut up. You don't know anything anymore, Vince. You are, to me, you're basically Al Davis right now, the old Al Davis who didn't know what the hell he was doing. That's what he is. Once upon a time, you had the finger at the pulse. Now he's on that play. He never got it. That's what it is. That's what happened. That's what happened to him. He had it and he lost. Oh, we got guest 3 in the chat. Welcome. And he leaves because maybe I just talked some bad stuff about Vince. That was it. I said some things. I said things about WrestleMania 30, and he was there. He said, "Oh man, he did not like my opinion about my WrestleMania 30," and then he just left. Oh goodness. Oh man. Oh goodness. I scare people away. I scare them away. Ooh, I'm scary. But anyway, WrestleMania 30. Brock Lesnar beating Taker for the streak. A blaze of indifference. I think Raise a Fist. Here's a link to the video of it. I agree fully on it. It was just fine, but my goodness. That match, not a blaze of indifference, but just terrible. I honestly, this is not only the worst Undertaker match of all WrestleMania all times. This is actually probably in my standing. If I ever do a top 10 worst WrestleMania, if I had the time, maybe I should. Maybe I should do the top 10 worst WrestleManias matches. That means I have to sit and watch every WrestleMania. I'll just look online and basically just do a cheat list there. But maybe I'll just sit back and watch every single WrestleMania and just like, oh goodness, I have to do that. But hey, I'll watch every WrestleMania and watch all of them. I mean, that's like what? Maybe I'll sit and watch you do all of them. I don't know, but it's just I'm sorry. This match, this was just boring. It amazed me. 12 years ago, those two guys had great chemistry. Great. These two were just awesome. Oh man. I don't get it. Tell me, am I just, oh man. I just don't get it. I really don't. I don't. I don't. I just don't. The match was terrible. And the moment was great, but he feuded with Kane, which I'm sorry that was to me. I still think he should have feuded with Bray Wyatt. Then, maybe had to take on Cesaro, but if he got injured, fine. You can just see if he got injured, whatever. But yeah, if he didn't get injured, he would face Kane. Then he would have faced Kane again. Probably had the Money in the Bank ladder match, and then Brock Lesnar, really a lackluster reign until Lesnar comes around. And then, but yet, they got what they wanted. Then they put John Cena, but the Shield bringing up, which was fine. In hindsight, I really did like, at first I didn't like it, but overall, I think they're doing well with the Shield for the most part. Until they just let Ambrose haven't won a pay-per-view victory in, I don't know, in forever. Seriously, I mean, it's a miracle that he's still over. But you have him keep losing. He's going to be on the Ryback path. And trust me, looks like Ambrose is on the Ryback path. And you don't want to be on the Ryback path. That's a bad path to be on. So please, take him out of the Ryback path. Please. Please, WWE. Let him win a match. Let him start having win matches. Have him win the Royal Rumble. Have him do something of meaning and merit before everyone just says, he's Ambrose. He doesn't care about winning and losing. Overall, I still like Ambrose, and I still think he's a good wrestler. Reigns, he has the presence. I think he's good for what he is, but I think he needs more seasoning. He needs to go a bit longer in matches. I think because honestly, when he goes to main event stuff, with him and his complete abortion of a match with him and Bray Wyatt, and his complete boring match with Randy Orton, who people say Randy Orton sucks. I get his promos. But in the match, when Randy Orton gives a damn, he can be great. So I'm not blaming Randy Orton. I just think that Roman just isn't there yet. Which is okay. Roman isn't there yet. That's fine. I think he needs to grow. I think he needs a couple years. I think he should be the one taking out person. I think it was him and Rusev. I wish it was him take down Rusev for the United States Championship. Give a good, strong reign to him. I think I'd be better. Or I don't know. Him or Ryback would have been a lot better. But that's just my personal opinion. I think that would have been a better thing situated for... I think that would have been a better situation. We're going over an hour. I gotta see if I can edit this down before people are going to be like, going off. But hey, whatever. I'm going to keep going. This is the best of the year. We have to give this. You couldn't do this in a 20-minute segment. It's going to be a long one, folks. It's going to be a really long one. So yeah, it's a podcast, though. So hopefully you're just listening, and hopefully you're doing other stuff while listening. And give a little comment I like, but that's why I end your video. Yeah, I think that Reigns could be something. I think this should be a step backwards for him. I think 2015 he goes and stays in the mid-card for a while, have him win the Intercontinental or U.S. Championship, have him have a really strong, type of build-up. That sort of thing. Build him up for like a couple, next year, have him come close again, saying he can't win the Royal Rumble. He's like, I lost the Royal Rumble again. I have to get better. You build that up. And then in 2016, if he's ready, I think he will be ready. He has another year under his belt, building up the Intercontinental or U.S. Championship or whatever. You build that up, and you have a moment right there, and you can have him win this match and become win the Royal Rumble and become champion. That's how you do it. That's how it gets done. Yeah, that's how I do it. Seth Rollins, I think he was great. I think he's really good in this heel character. To me, he's more. This is a character I think I really wish Adam Cole could be. I wish Adam Cole could be this type of character. Because, I don't know, maybe he needs to take acting lessons. But I honestly wish that Adam Cole was something like this. Because I think maybe he does have it in him. But Seth Rollins, Tyler Black, or what do you want to call him, really shined. Especially the way he brings back the Authority. I really like that. Even though, we'll get to that in a minute. But yeah, I think Seth Rollins really did a very dastardly heel. Did really good stuff. And I can't wait to see more of him in 2015. I think he's going to cash in the World Championship. Some say WrestleMania, some say the Royal Rumble. I wouldn't be surprised they actually do that to John Cena. Just to continue on that type of thing. And have Cena, and, because I think they're going to have him beat Brock Lesnar. Cena, well, he was there, and I didn't really care about him. He just was so bland and boring, He tries. Cena tries. for everything else. He tries, but at the end of the day, it's still John Cena, and I just don't care. His character is just beyond. He, to me, needs to go away for a while. He needed to go away in 2010. He just stays there. His character is stifling. Whenever you're feuding with Cena every time, well, for him and Bray Wyatt, it's a negative pull. It drags you down. And you need Bray Wyatt had to be rebooted somewhat just to have this stuff. He needed to be rebooted just to after that complete debacle of a feud with John Cena. Especially his so-called victory. I mean, that was straight out of WCW 2000. In fact, the WWE itself was really mirroring WCW 2000 at some points. I mean, it was really mirroring it. It is oh boy, you want to talk about it was just so, I don't know what to call it. It was just a really, really just a year of just, I don't know. It just really bothered me, these straight, I know injuries and such, but even if the injuries weren't there, I just felt like, honestly, they don't know what they're doing for the most part. This company is just, they're so out of touch, and it's Vince McMahon and Kevin Dunn. And it just seems like a completely other, and it just amazes me with NXT is a different world. A really different world. And it's just amazing that they can do this stuff. NXT proves that it can be a completely competitive and actually a good wrestling show where everything has consequences and matters. And it's something accessible for not only children, but also for older adults as well. And with the WWE, the main show, it's just no, it's so bad. I remember seeing this. Hopefully I can put this up. But yeah, I remember seeing there was actually a picture of people who are working, the engineers and everything, and they had YouTube on there. They're not really paying attention to the show. I think it was TLC, I believe. TLC, they were just like, they didn't even care. They were watching something else on YouTube. They just didn't they did not care at all about the show. They just watched stuff on YouTube. They didn't even care. They really didn't care at all. They didn't care. It's a shame. As much as I really did like it, again, it's really frustrating. Speaking of pay-per-view, TLC, I hated, NXT Revolution beats it and beats it badly. And speaking of pay-per-views, I had to talk about, Brock Lesnar and to me, Brock Lesnar, badass and stuff like that. He had some interesting moments. He broke the streak. Fine, a terrible match, whatever. I can roll with that. But he, fine, whatever, terrible match. But he came back with a quickness, with a great, squash match with John Cena, just utterly destroying him, becoming the undisputed champion. I loved that, and it was great. And I would think Cena was gone for 1 or 2 weeks. I was like, yes, Cena's going to go away. He's going to get healthy. He can do all this type of stuff. But yet 2 weeks later, Cena comes back for his rematch, and he almost wins. And here are some positions he almost was about to have Lesnar tap out. Which I honestly, at some point, I was like, they would do it. And then somehow, for whatever reason, have Lesnar, win by disqualification because of, John Cena, because of, not John Cena, but because of, Lesnar had to be saved because he was looking like he was going to lose the title after a month. So he was going, but yet you had Seth Rollins come in and hit the curse stop on not only, I think, Cena, knocked him out the briefcase, but he hit the curse stop on Brock Lesnar. And he was about to cash in. But next thing you know, Cena gets up with the quickness and stops the cash in. And then him and Cena had a feud, and then Ambrose and him, had their feud and whatever. Ambrose won the match, the right to take on Seth Rollins in a Hell in a Cell, which actually was pretty good until the ending when I think Spoonie said when the 80s attacked, which honestly, again, it's funny, the most WCW 2000 moments of the WWE came from Bray Wyatt. First in April, and then in October at Hell in a Cell. I'm like, goddamn. It's just it's consistent fail. So, I mean, yeah, it's terrible. But yeah, Seth Rollins wins, yada, yada, yada. He feuds with Bray Wyatt. Some good matches. No, he had one good match. But TLC, I never seen someone basically made me bored at a table match, a TLC match. I didn't think it was possible to be bored in a TLC match. I'm serious. I didn't think it was actually possible. But by God, Ambrose and Bray Wyatt, they found a way. Multiple table shots meaning nothing. And then the finish. Oh, who wrote this finish? Who sat there and booked this finish? Should be bitch slapped. Ambrose takes a TV monitor under the ring. He's about to hit Bray Wyatt with it. And then somehow he pulls the cable off. The cable spikes blind him. And Bray Wyatt hits his sister Abigail and wins. Oh, hey, guess 4. Do you have something to say about this whole thing? Because honestly, there's nothing else to say there. It's just terrible. This was I don't know what else to say here. I don't know what else to say. This match, that match was terrible. Terrible. I have no idea what the topic is. The topic is the best and worst of the WWE in 2014. What was your best moment and what was the worst moment? That is the topic of this podcast. The last topic as well. Because, well, the show's ending soon, and I would love to hear what you had to say about the best and worst of the WWE, or TNA, or Ring of Honor, if you also prefer. And if you want to call in the chat room right here, and if you need to call in, the number is in the chat room. Remember, just booyah. If you want to call in, there's the number in the chat room. Hopefully you get that. Yeah, I want to see what's your best and worst moment of WWE in 2014. I'm going over random moments and such. And people, seeing what people are thinking about. Oh, man, this has been an hour podcast. This is going to be a fun thing to edit and render. Okay, what else? Okay, Miz and Mizdow, fun. I like that Damian Sandow was doing these opponents. Guess 4. Oh, well, I haven't watched WWE in years. Don't mind it. Just didn't know much. So just saw the video games and subject too, so I'm into that really. Oh, man. Maybe I should have done a video games one as well, but that would be way too long. But trust me, I don't want to deal with Gamergate and everything else with that. That would be a 4-hour podcast instead of a 2-hour one. I'll tell you, basically, hopefully an hour one. Maybe, hopefully, I don't know. What should I do? Should I do a best of video games one as well? Well, it is early in January and there's nothing big happening, so why not? Yeah, that's going to be real fun, boys and girls. I'm going to be talking about gaming. Oh, the best and worst of gaming. Yeah, I'm calling it right now. Oh, no, yeah, it's going to be a real fun one. Anyway, Damian Sandow / Mizdow, he had some fun gimmicks, but at the end of the day, I think Miz, that was great. He's fun for a while. I like him. And as a tag champs, and then they lost, and yada, 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 yada. Usos won the tag belts. Great out there, very good and fun, but as a tag team, but not very much of the personality type department. Maybe at the end they try to do something with the whole Total Divas thing. I don't know and care for that. Yeah, I'm trying to sing some other stuff. NXT was great. I loved NXT. Really good stuff for NXT the entire year, all year round. Bo Dallas, that was a thing. I'm trying to think other things. Dolph Ziggler. I mean, Dolph Ziggler had a really crazy up and down thing, and hopefully they're continuing. He did recently beat Seth Rollins, so maybe they're gonna do something with him. Daniel Bryan's back. He might be in the Royal Rumble. I don't know. They might have Tommy John surgery. I don't know about that. I think he's going to be in the Royal Rumble. Is he 100%? I don't know. Can he go? Honestly, I would see him. I want Daniel Bryan to have Tommy John surgery. Get him 100%. Then he goes, and let him have a championship run to do that. That would be even better. Yeah, and we don't know who's going to win the Royal Rumble. I don't know who it is. I think people are saying the Final Four is going to be Reigns, Ambrose, Daniel Bryan, and maybe Rusev. But by the way, Rusev, very good. I liked him, even though he's from Bulgaria. He turned to Russian. And I like the fact, even though he's given a crap gimmick, he's working it. And I like that. And it shows to me that he has promise, but, he's making chicken crap into chicken salad, so I respect him for that. Yeah, and Lana, yes, I love that. I love her. Other than that, that's pretty much, it. Well, the Authority. Yeah, the Authority just keep coming back like every other heel organization and such. Even though I actually really liked Stephanie in the role, she got better as the year go on, and actually a lot more likable in the whole Brie and Nikki Bella saga. I mean, heck, her match basically showed me that Stephanie was just outclassing Brie every single step of the way. And honestly, the Authority storyline, I didn't really care for it as well. It was just basically, I don't know what they had. It was Triple H and Stephanie ruling. It was back in 2000. Then they come back. They lost the Survivor Series in a great Survivor Series matchup with Dolph Ziggler doing everything he can to win. But he comes close, and then you have Triple H come in, try to run interference, yada, yada, yada. And then Sting comes in with some bridge and bland generic music. Couldn't get the old WCW Crow Sting music. Seriously, they own that. But, Sting came in, hits the Stinger Death Drop, and basically had the pinfall. And 1, 2, 3, and Ziggler wins the team, and the other team was gone. And John Cena was supposed to bring him back, but yet Seth Rollins forced him, because he was about to curve stomp Edge and break his neck. But, bring him back anyway after a month later. So basically, Survivor Series is pointless. Thank you very much. Writers, you couldn't just do anything else. You had to wait a month. Seriously, it's the song that doesn't end in the WWE. It doesn't end. The heel stuff never ends. Hopefully one day. One day it'll end. And it will be the greatest thing ever. No authority figures. Just the wrestlers wrestling. Brilliance. Anyway. That was it. And boy, what a beefer of an episode. Over an hour long. I'll edit this and put this on video, and hope you guys enjoy it. Anyway, that's it for me, Dukect. Thank you so much for watching the video and liking it or listening to this on iTunes. Thank you so much, and I will see you next week for the best and worst video game moments in 2014. And oh yeah, we're getting back to Gamergate and anti-Gamergate and everything else in between. You can hear my enthusiasm. Anyways, Dukect here. Peace and love. I will see y'all when I see y'all later.